Pisces. Well, hello there, my beautiful Pisces. I hope you're all doing well. I'm doing a different kind of reading for you today. So if you've been triggered by somebody recently, okay, and you're figuring out right now if you want to respond or not respond, we're going to take a look at what's going to happen if you choose to respond to whatever triggered you. It could be anything. It could be your boss, your mom. It could be anything. And then we're going to take a look, all right, and see what happens if you don't respond, if you stay silent. So this is like if you speak up, if you stay silent. And then down the center is going to be a message from your higher self. So we're going to get into this reading right away. So if you choose, oh boy. Give me just a second. I had to reshuffle all these cards. I'm going to, hold on a second. We're going to flip everything over. Okay. So, how is this person going to feel energetically? Okay. If you take action and respond. Okay. This is kind of a complicated split energy. So, on the surface, this person will feel in control, proud, protective, and practical. They want to look solid. They want to be the authority here in the situation. So they're taking it seriously in a way a ruler treats territory, right? So this is their domain to manage here or win back. So, with the Seven of Swords, with the shadow here, undercurrent, underneath that composure, there's secrecy, there's shame, there's strategies that aren't fully honest. So either they're ashamed of how they actually feel, tempted to cover something up, or they're planning a move that protects their ego rather than their heart. So it can also mean that they'll try to save face rather than to be vulnerable. So energetically, they're going to be very controlled, confident, but their inner voice is whispering avoidance tactics. So they may feel pride and fear at the same time. So it's like, I want, to handle this like a boss, so I don't want to look weak kind of energy. So how they respond, okay, what unfolds immediately here with the Seven of Cups, the Nine of Swords, and the Knight of Swords is emotionally flooded, okay, possible with all kinds of possible scenarios. So they may be imagining many scenarios. There could be idealizing you. If this is love, this could be like imagining other lovers or creating castles in the air about reconciliation or revenge. So it's confusion dressed as imagination. So their first move is likely to be fast and sharp. So there could be impulsive words, a blunt message, or quick decisive action. So I would say expect a text or confrontation that is direct, possibly aggressive or rush. So it's coming from intellect and ego rather than any feelings, okay? So they may act, so it's either under the surface here, after or while, okay, they act. They'll be panicking internally. They'll start having anxiety, sleepless nights. They'll be replaying all the drama. So their outward boldness masks this intense internal worry and guilt. All right. So the immediate picture here, they may react quickly with a blunt message, a move, but behind all that noise is confusion and anxiety. So the impulsive reaction will likely create more drama than it's going to create clarity. So if you choose to respond, what's the long-term outcome of this choice and where is this going to lead? We've got the Ten of Swords, the Seven of Wands, and the Five of Cups. So there's a hard ending or a sense of betrayal, pain, if you take action. So this may read as dramatic breaking point. Either trust gets slammed, a relationship hits rock bottom, or a dynamic finishes in a painful way. So it's not a small bruise. It's that it changes everything, kind of, you know, cut. So afterwards, both of you, especially them, go into defense mode. Fighting to protect their ground, their pride, their reputation. There may be arguments, attempts to hold a position, or stubbornness here that keeps healing from happening here. And then the long term for this energy is like, for them is like, there will be regret. They will be mourning, even if something survives. So there will be sorrow over what was lost and what could have been. So if you respond, it likely it's this catalyst as a dramatic collapse, followed by defensiveness, long-term regret. Even if words or actions are intended to fix things, the momentum created is heavy and it's quite painful. So now we're going to take a look and see what happens if you choose to stay silent. Give me just a second here. I know there is something that I need to protect here. I'm pretty sure. Let me see. I think it's this center. Okay, let's see. Yep, there is something I need to protect here. Okay, not much, but whatever. Okay. So if you decide to stay silent, do nothing, and hold your ground, what it's going to trigger in this person, okay, is the Chariot, the Eight of Wands, and the Ace of Swords. So your silence acts like a gauntlet. It provokes determination and basically forward motion. So instead of being passive, they may take action to regain control and make an advance here towards you. So things can happen fast, rapid developments, maybe swift messages, movement, but silence often gets people moving quicker than messages and heavy interactions do. All right, so the result of that movement is clarity. So a truth or a decisive message cuts through all the fog here. So silence can force the situation into a sharper, clearer place where intentions are literally exposed. So your silence may kick them into gear. They might have to move quickly and either cut through confusion with a truthful message or make a definitive decision. All right. So what's going to shift behind the scenes is the Six of Wands, the Seven of Cups, and the Eight of Cups here. So on the surface, they may feel victorious, right? Like regaining some confidence or appearing to win, either emotionally or socially. So they might try to show you they're fine or that they've moved past it, like carpet sweeping it, right? Like everything's just fine. Oh, nothing happened. Everything's fine. So behind this victory, there's still indecision and fantasy. So they might daydream about different possibilities or be tempted by illusions again. So ultimately, deeper down, there's a potential for walking away, either from the situation or from old patterns or from fantasies that don't serve them. So this shows a soul move, choosing emotional integrity over illusion. So behind the scenes, they might present a confident front, okay? May play out options, okay, behind the scenes. But if nothing real aligns with their values, they may emotionally withdraw here and move on. Okay, so the long-term outcome, if you hold back, which this is the pivotal moment for me. So silence opens the door to new practical beginnings. So something stable, something grounded. This could be a new opportunity for you, okay? Them, you both together, a foundation for something more real, or simply, practical healing, okay? So there's also a chance of a genuine emotional offer here later, okay? This could be a romantic, heartfelt approach, or just a heartfelt approach if it's not romance. That's not just words, but it's a softened offering of feeling, okay? So something softens. But ultimately, this path leads you, or this situation, to clarity and boundaries. So the Queen of Swords symbolizes clear communication, right? Intellectual clarity, self-respect, and emotional independence. So if you stay silent, it's likely going to trigger motion, okay? Like motion, not emotion. It's going to trigger motion with the Eight of Wands and the Chariot, okay? And truth with that Ace of Swords. So long term, it tends to lead to more of a stable situation here, okay? And if it's romantic, it could be a sincere romantic approach. And importantly, it's clear boundaries and self-respect. So this timeline offers healing, but it does it with dignity. And the message to your higher self here is you're not wounded, but you're not wounded, but you're not defeated. So you've been through this, and yes, something has been destroyed, okay? But your role now is the watchful guardian. So you've learned where the weak points are. So you basically know how to defend. So your boundaries are going to be sacred right now. So this is about you standing your ground, not out of stubbornness, but from a place of well-earned caution. So don't let desperation or nostalgia push you back into old patterns. So this is like about you rest, then rebuild with intention. You don't need to jump back into the fight here, okay? You need to recuperate and let the scars inform your decisions here, and then take action from a place of, strategic strength. So, test your intention here before you reopen the gate. So if they come forward, especially after silence, look for consistent proof and not grandiose gestures. So the Knight of Wands is warning you to check whether someone's return is real or it's just a temporary surge. So in plain language, your higher self says protect your heart, okay, and be deliberate here. Okay, and only re-engage from a place of wisdom, okay, and not reaction. So responding now tends to kind of escalate things very quickly, okay? It could trigger a dramatic end or betrayal and leave some long-term regret. So it plays more into ego and the defensive dynamics here. Okay, unless your response is filtered through the energy of leadership and integrity, okay? But it risks burning the situation down. So holding silence, what this is creating are the conditions for truth, movement, and things to basically reveal themselves with the Ace of Swords there and the Eight of Wands. So long term, it points to a steadier outcome and more clear-headed boundaries. So the emotional offering that follows has a chance to be more sincere. Or if it's not, the Eight of Cups shows you'll be free to walk away with dignity. So at the end of the day, if you decide to respond, okay, wait until you channel your Emperor, King of Pentacles energy. Okay, don't be impulsive with words here, and don't attack, okay? Write down what you want to say if you have to, and then sleep on it. Okay? So you got to be prepared because this path may force a major shift. Know what you're willing to lose before you hit send. Okay? And if you stay silent, use the silence intentionally, not as a test, but as a protection. Let it be a signal that you value your peace, okay? And then watch for rapid moves from them. Text message, gestures. When the truth arrives, use that Queen of Swords discernment. And ask for consistency here and not for drama. And allow this Ace of Pentacles energy to show up. And cultivate something fucking practical here for yourself, okay, while you're waiting. So, in your boundaries here, protect your boundaries. It's a sacred thing. If they return, ask for actions over words. If you respond later, let it be from solidity, not from need, okay? So, yeah, this is a big portal moment, though. But I thought that this was really important for those of you who are triggered right now by something somebody said. And you're like, what do I do here? Do I respond? And this could be future influence for you. Okay? This could literally, and I'm pulling it because of the full moon that we just recently had. So, if this was helpful, let me know. Like, share, comment, subscribe. And I hope I'll see you later. Good luck.